Michael Van Runkle here for HotCars.com. I'm here in Johnson Valley for the King of the Hammers. Today's Thursday, so that's the UTV racing. I'm here at the back door. It's this sort of famous rock crawling canyon section here. I'm here with the Polaris racing team, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview, behind the scenes footage of what it's like to come to the King of the Hammers and compete in this grueling off-road competition. I don't really know what I'm in for. I came here in a Polaris RZR and a Jeep Gladiator and just blasted around, and there was no one here. Driving up today, looked like about 10,000 people, maybe more. Absolutely insane. You can see everywhere is crowded, but we've got a little bit of extra special media access here. So I get to get up close and personal with the race. And I'm curious to see how this whole race even works. I think it's like 160 miles of racing that they're gonna do, and they just got started a little bit ago and should be coming through the back door here any minute now. I hope you enjoy watching some of this here at the King of the Hammers, but in the meantime, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Thanks. So apparently what's going on is they get a choice. They only have to do down that chute once out of all of their laps today. It'll be 3 or 4 laps, according to different people I've talked to. So they skipped it on the first one, presumably because it's a little risky and they want to make sure they don't break the truck all the way at the beginning of the race. So we're going to move on to the next spot and try and capture more of the action where they definitely have to do more technical terrain. The next serious obstacle here. This is called Chocolate Thunder. I don't know who comes up with these names, but it's pretty serious. And they don't get to bypass it this time around. It's a really tight chute. It's really rocky. They're in these small, tiny UTVs, and it's gonna be crazy to see if they have enough ground clearance to come up this without bashing the underside. And then it gets real steep once you start going up top. Gonna be pretty gnarly. Curious to see how soon they come through. This is sort of the next obstacle after the back door that they all skip. And theoretically, they're driving a little faster than we were. We were in just the Polaris General that Polaris has loaned us for this event to cover it and get around. But these guys are in race prep machines that they're supporting, and they have to do a lot of work actually during the race, it turns out. The driver and co-driver have to do work, someone was telling me, like the team can't. So that'll be interesting to learn a little bit more if we can get into the pits a little bit later. These two guys are in here, these two hardcore trucks. Parked in here, you can see the men staffing them are wearing their worn vests, the red vests. And that's apparently because there's really only 2 lines up through Chocolate Thunder here. And if somebody does break down or roll over, they're gonna winch them out as fast as possible so that the other competitors can get through and not have to wait for the broken rig to like right itself or, you know, fix itself. They'll just drag it out of the way and we can keep the race here going. That's so hardcore. Important part about coming to the King of the Hammers is you need a vehicle that you can get around in. This is a real steep, sandy slope. A lot of people have side-by-sides, serious lifted Jeeps, we're driving around in the Polaris General. It does pretty good. But just hearing all these trucks struggle to come up this hill, you can hear me panting. But we just got to see some really gnarly flying around coming up Chocolate Thunder. Now we're gonna go catch some of the leaders as they're finishing. Well, that's a full day here at the King of the Hammers in 2022. Thursday for the UTV racing. Got here at 7 a.m. Now it's like pushing 4, and it's a long day, and I feel like I was just barely scratching the tip of this event. You could definitely come out here for like a full week. You gotta learn your lay of the land. You gotta figure out where you can actually catch some of the racing. I got to see some awesome driving. They were just bouncing those things all over the sort of ruts and gullies and rocks and everything, and then of course going super fast in the flats and in the whoops. It's just an impressive kind of driving that I have no experience with. What's amazing is just how many people are here. You saw those big panoramas of all of what they call Hammertown spread out all across Johnson Valley. It's crazy. You see there's just a ton of people dragging stuff around, playing with remote control cars. Everyone has their custom truck that they're driving around in, or their Polaris vehicles, Generals, Razors, Rangers, Can-Ams, Yamahas. Everyone has their way to get around, and getting around is a big deal because I was here for like 8 hours and it was still difficult to really see everything. I caught a little bit of the end of the race. I caught a little bit of rock crawling. I caught a little bit of desert driving, but I didn't see a whole lot. And it's sort of like going to a football game and having bad seats. You're not actually going to get as close to the action as you think until you get really good at coming to the King of the Hammers. So I think a little bit more practice would be in order. Now it's time to head back home. Big thank you to Polaris for inviting me. Thank you for letting me blast around in the General again, because that made this all possible. And thank you, as always, for watching. Once again, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Thanks.